Every once in a while, a group of people find each other and create something bigger than themselves. Values align, purpose aligns, and they all blaze a trail together. We are all Trailblazers, and thanks to you, we've had our best year ever.
All right, we have some breaking news now on Salesforce.
About a new strategic partnership.
Salesforce is partnering with IBM in artificial intelligence.
We have a phenomenal relationship with Amazon, with Dell.
Salesforce forming a cloud computing partnership with Google.
It was a year of unprecedented change.
We have an amazing amount of innovation.
It's the fourth industrial revolution. We're in a new world. We have to empower and enable all of you with all these amazing next generation technologies.
Trailhead is the key to your future. It's the way that you learn the Salesforce ecosystem.
A year of new highs.
Salesforce Tower is our tallest building ever.
We are now the fastest growing top 5 enterprise software company in the world.
The expansion of Salesforce cements our position as a global leader.
It was a year of inspiration.
A Trailblazer is empowered.
Moms, women, men, anybody can accomplish anything.
Google is a Trailblazer.
Girl Scouts is a Trailblazer.
Brunello Cucinelli è un apripista.
You are the innovators. You are the disruptors. You are the shapers. You're shaping this future.
A year of family reunions.
Dreamforce, it's the world's largest software conference.
Whether it's the community, our customers, our employees, everyone is our family.
It's really cool to see everyone so excited about a tech company.
A year of doing well and doing good.
Business is the greatest platform for change. Now what can we do to make the world better?
The future is all of us.
We stand with everyone fighting for equality.
And as we each find our voice, we give others the power to do the same.
You define who you are, what you believe in, and what you go for.
Thank you for driving us.
All of our customers, all of our partners, all of our stakeholders, thank you.
Thank you for inspiring us.
We didn't do it alone. We did it together.
And as always, thank you for making us who we are today.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Vice Chairman, President, and COO Salesforce, Keith Block.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Oh, this is awesome. This group is awake. Good morning, everybody. Mr. Benioff. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to TrailheaDX. It is great to be with everybody here this morning. This is our 3rd annual TrailheaDX, the coolest, greatest developers conference in the world. Am I right? All right. You know, a lot of people put a lot of work into this, people like Sarah Franklin, and people like Leah, and people like Brett, and a whole bunch of people, our marketing organization. And we had this discussion about who's going to do this keynote next year? You know, what's going to happen? And I got the call. Now, we've all gotten the call, right? We've all gotten the call from the big guy at some point in our life, and they say, you're going to do the keynote, Keith. You're doing the keynote this year. And I said, that's really cool. I'm excited. And I thought, well, you know, I've done the world tours, and the world tours are really cool, and I love doing the world tours, and I love being out with the customers and the partners and the employees. And I thought, wait a minute, this is TrailheaDX. Like, this is something a little bit different. And I thought about it. I thought, you know, this company has had so much success over 19 years. You know, unbelievable stuff with technology, creating an industry, a movement, a revolution in the community, with customers, with partners, with employees. And I thought, what group of people, more than any other associated with our community here at Salesforce, our Ohana, represents the community that actually built this house at Salesforce. And it's you. It's the Trailblazers in this audience. Yeah. It is the admins. It's the devs. It's the MVPs. It's the customers. It's the partners. It's our employees. And I thought, you know what? This is hallowed ground doing TrailheaDX. So I am humbled, I am honored, I'm blown away that I've been given this opportunity to do this with you over the next few minutes, and I'm really psyched to be here. And probably the most important thing that I could say to everybody in this audience, those of you who are here, those of you who are watching, is to do what we always do, and to say thank you. Thank you for everything that you've done for Salesforce and our community, the customers, our partners, our employees, our devs. Thank you for everything you've done. Please give yourselves a round of applause. You guys are awesome. Now, there are a lot of people that we're going to recognize, okay, because a lot of people really deserve recognition because there's so many people who have participated in this amazing story and so much success over the last 19 years. And I don't want to offend anybody because I'm not going to get to everybody because we'll be here for 3 hours and we don't want to do that. But there are special people that need to be recognized. And let's start with the MVPs. You're unbelievable. If you're an MVP in this audience, could you stand up, please? Stand up, MVPs. We even have a few golden hoodies in the house, which is awesome. How about a round of applause for the golden hoodies? Even more. All right, there's another group that is very near and dear to my heart. I'm wearing their pin, and they are our veterans, and they are here today. They have done unbelievable things for this country, great service to our country. We have the VetForce folks here. If you're a veteran, if you're part of VetForce, please stand up and be recognized. Awesome. Thank you for your service. And we're not done yet. I know you thought we were done, but we're not done. We have another group that we want to recognize. You may have seen the announcement last week that we were going to be acquiring MuleSoft, the leading independent integration software company in the world. They're unbelievable. The Muleys are here, right here. Could you give them a welcome here? Welcome to the Muleys. Please stand up. Welcome. If you could stay standing for the entire show, that would be great. Welcome to the Ohana, folks. Anyway, now if you look around, you would say, hey, if you've been to a world tour, if you've been to Dreamforce, you'd look at how this room is laid out and you say, it doesn't really look exactly like a theme park for Trailhead, or one of our national parks. It looks like the Serengeti. And I thought, MuleSoft, they have Max the Mule, we have giraffes. Like, when is Max the Mule going to show up with the giraffes? I just want to know this. After closing. That was exactly the appropriate answer. Our chief legal officer is somewhere in the audience, and that's exactly what she wanted to hear. Awesome. Thank you for keeping me out of jail. All right. We have a lot planned for you over the next couple of days. Very, very exciting couple of days. In fact, some of you have actually been here for a few days. I was having dinner at a restaurant over the weekend, and a bunch of folks who were joining from TrailheaDX, some of our Trailblazers, were sitting at a table talking passionately about Salesforce and TrailheaDX, and it was all positive. Trust me, it was very passionate, but I eavesdropped in their entire conversation. At the end, I introduced myself, and they ran from the room or from the restaurant. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about today. So we have, obviously, our keynote. Very excited to be here. We've got some great speakers. We have the amazing Brett Taylor. We should give him a round of applause wherever Brett is. Brett is right there. And Leah McGowan and Sarah Franklin. And then we're going to be talking about continuous development later on. And then we've got Tony Profit. Tony Profit's in the house. Let's give him a round of applause. And then we have the men, the myth, the legends right here. Mark Benioff and Parker Harris. Let's give them a round of applause. They're sitting right in the front row. And they'll be doing a fireside chat. Okay, calm down. Sorry, Parker. At least you don't have to wear an outfit today. It's all good. Anyway, and we have our quality awards. And that's tonight, and we hope that everybody's going to join us over at the Masonic. Super excited. Stevie Wonder's going to be there, so that's going to be really cool. And we're going to recognize, yeah, you can applaud Stevie. Why not, right? We are going to recognize people who are champions for equality. And we're going to spend a lot of time talking about equality this morning. So we're really excited about that. And then tomorrow, since we love Parker, we're going to bring him back again. And he's going to talk about the future of app dev here. And then we've got our Lightning keynote. We're going to be talking about Einstein. We're going to end the day with Mark Hamill. Pretty cool. And Nina Fried. Super, super cool. But we've got a lot packed in here in the next couple days. So hopefully we're going to get everybody excited. We're going to have everybody energized and inspired, just like you do that for us. And people will be very, very motivated. And we will have some fun, because there's nothing that speaks fun more than 200 breakouts. You know what I'm talking about? 200 breakouts, over 40 sponsoring partners here who are helping us with TrailheaDX. So thank you. How about a round of applause for our partners who sponsor this? And of course, all of you 10,000 people who have registered for this great event. Now, it's not just the people necessarily in this room. This has actually become a global event. I mean, Sarah's team has done an unbelievable job making this a bit of a global movement, a global phenomenon. And we have over 265 TrailheaDX global gatherings all over the world. I mean, you can look at this map and see that we've hit every continent. I can't really see Antarctica, but I'm assuming we have something up there. But we've got people who are participating in this in a live way, and we're really excited. So we want to say hello, give them a special shout out if you could do that. There you go. That's pretty awesome. Now, we actually, now these are all of our university students that are joining us from all over the world. We kind of went right by. We have Canada. We have a shameless shout out for my alma mater, Boston University. That's not my alma mater, but it's my hometown. And Carnegie Mellon University, which is right there. Shameless plug for my alma mater. How about a cheer for the Carnegie Mellon people? Yeah. And as I said, we've got people from all over the world. The one place that Sarah, next year, like I didn't see Kazakhstan on the map. Like we don't have people in Kazakhstan. We call it out. And next year we'll have people in Kazakhstan. Anyway. That being said, we've got incredible people and students here from all over. We have Carnegie Mellon, we have University of Utah, University of Massachusetts Lowell. Oh, we have a Ute. Are you a Ute?
I work in, yeah.
Yes?
I work in the U.
You're the, okay, awesome, that's great. You can probably come up and talk. Can you do the cheer? Can you do the Utah cheer?
I can do the block U.
Oh, the block U? Well, I like the first part of that. Algonquin College in Ottawa and New Jersey Institute of Technology. All of New Jersey is with us here today. You can see them on the screen. There's like 4 people from New Jersey here. And BU, and in the room, we have students and gatherings in the room. We have San Francisco State. If you're from San Francisco State, are you here? Yes? Over there? And San Jose State, and Holt International, and Pep Up Tech, and Hack the Hood. Yeah, there you go. Awesome. So welcome, everybody. We really appreciate you being here. Okay, you Carnegie people, stop. All right, let's talk about. Okay, so we're going to go back to Canada. All right, let's talk about something that I think is near and dear to our hearts, and it is the world that we live in today. Okay, we are at the dawn of a new era. I think we know that. We all talk about it. We talk about this thing called the 4th Industrial Revolution. That means that there were 3 before. Okay, I did the math. And it started with the 1st Industrial Revolution, which is all about the invention of the steam engine. Back in the day, when we're all living in the world of the steam engine, we were watching what happens in terms of changes, profound changes in technology. When you think about every one of these industrial revolutions, they had an impact on our personal lives, they had an impact on society, on organizations, on governments, on economics, on equality. Every single one of these industrial revolutions has changed the game, changing business, changing commerce, changing government. Steam changed the game in transportation and logistics. Electricity was all about energy, and it still exists today. Hasn't improved that much. And the impact on manufacturing, pretty amazing, right? When you think about what happened with electricity and manufacturing and how it changed people's lives. And then, of course, there was the 3rd Industrial Revolution, and this is the one that we've all lived through. Now, this started in the beginning, and there was the mainframe computer, and we all know the story of the mainframe computer, and then we went to client-server, and then there was the internet, and then all of a sudden there was like this crazy wave, this acceleration, this conversion of technologies, of cloud and mobile and social and data science and IoT all coming together, and that gave us the opportunity to completely change business models. Huge disruption, huge opportunities. Companies were being born overnight. And by and large, I think society has done a pretty decent job absorbing these technologies and still coping with these technologies and trying to figure out what these new business models might be. But now we are at the dawn of a new era, and that is the 4th Industrial Revolution. And this will have a profound impact on society, more so than any other wave that we've seen, any other revolution that we've seen, because this technology will change the world forever. And it is massive technology, and it's all going to rotate around intelligence. Now, artificial intelligence has been around actually for a while. But the advances in technology around artificial intelligence have really started to accelerate. And then you couple that with an explosion of data And these two forces together create a very, very powerful cocktail. And this is going to be, my opinion, forces for good. Some people think forces for evil. I happen to think it's forces for good. And that we have the opportunity to live in a world where this is mankind and machine, and not mankind or machine. And the people who are going to make sure that that happens are represented here in this room. Now, if you think about what these technologies are that are coming, okay, we talk about artificial intelligence. Everybody has their own definition of what artificial intelligence is. But then you think about things like 3D printing. Now, Mark and I had the opportunity to spend time with the CEO of the largest 3D printing company in the world. And they are doing unbelievable things in personalized medicine. And can you believe you have the opportunity, if you're taking some sort of medicine, you can actually print it in your home? That's where this is going. Or that we're going to be printing human organs to advance medicine. And by the way, that technology applies to every single industry, 3D printing. And then, of course, you have biotech and robotics. You have companies like KUKA and KUKA and ABB who've been doing amazing things with robotics and changing the game and innovating and autonomous vehicles. And, of course, my favorite technology, blockchain, no surprise there, and quantum computing and IoT, and our little dude Einstein, because everybody loves Einstein. But all these technologies are doing amazing things, and we're just getting a feel for what this is going to be all about. And a lot of companies, a lot of organizations have actually done some pretty amazing things with these technologies, and certainly the technologies from the third industrial revolution. And when you think about the world today with this explosion of data like I talked about and the artificial intelligence capabilities, you know, what is behind every one of those trillion devices that is collecting that data, that is allowing us to make intelligent actions? Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's the customer. Those organizations, those companies that are driving digital transformation, that are taking advantage of these technologies, those are the customers, those are the leaders in their organizations, in their industries, that pivot to the customer. They put the customer in the center of their world. Everything begins and ends with a customer. We have a world where every customer is connected. And what's interesting, and I don't think this will shock anybody, but if you just step back and take a look at this and say, you know, 80% of B2B buyers expect a B2C experience. Now, why is that? Well, it could be that we're all running around with our mobile phones, and we have an experience with our mobile phone that feels like a consumer experience. No matter what we're doing, it's a personalized experience. And now we have an expectation that that is going to be the exact same experience with the companies that we do business with. We've trained ourselves by leveraging these mobile devices. Think about it. And companies are actually taking wonderful advantage of this, and they're doing beautiful things with their business model. I mean, look, take Marriott. Okay, I love Marriott. Everybody loves Marriott. I bet you everybody in this room at some point has stayed at a Marriott. Okay? Well, today, you can look at your mobile device, and you can walk right through the lobby of the Marriott and past the check-in counter, and you can check into your room. You know what your room assignment is. In fact, you've done it online. And when you get to that room, you use that mobile device, and you're going to unlock that door. And when you unlock that door and you step into that room, it has a preset temperature, and it has a preset water temperature, and your refrigerator is stocked. And it knows what kind of food you want in your fridge. It has all of your personal preferences. It is creating a unique and personalized experience for you. Now, that's kind of the classic B2C experience. But then you take a company like Kone. Okay, Kone is one of the largest manufacturers of elevators and escalators in the world. And their tagline is that they move 1 billion people every day. Think about that. We probably rode up here onto this floor on a Kone escalator, or maybe a Kone elevator. But what Kone is doing with these technologies is pretty amazing. I mean, they're doing some pretty incredible things, and they're reinventing field service, and they're building a company that is no longer a B2B company, but a B2B2C company, because they want a personalized experience where they can put that customer in the center of the universe. In fact, they have an elevator today that knows that when you pull up into the parking lot, they know exactly who you are. They time the opening of the door of the elevator so that you can walk right in. And they also know if you're alone in that elevator. And if you like to listen to music, you can listen to Pearl Jam all the way up to whatever floor you want to ride, which is all cool. Or if you want to watch Kramer like Mark does, you can watch Kramer in the elevator. It's all good. But that's the sort of experience that's being created today. That's the world that we live in. And it's very, very exciting. It is a disrupt or be disrupted world. It is an opportunity to innovate like we've never seen before. We are creating new business models. No industry in the world is immune to this opportunity. The possibilities are limitless. Sounds good, right? Not so easy. Because we have a bit of a crisis. We find ourselves with a bit of a crisis, the customer crisis. The fourth industrial revolution is creating a customer crisis because on the right hand, we have us, the customer, the end customer, the consumer, with this expectation, this pent-up demand, this desire, this yearning to be treated in a certain, with a certain experience in a certain way. And on the left, we have our companies. These are companies, almost 60% of them, that have not equipped themselves to leverage the technologies in this fourth industrial revolution. They have not embarked on the digital transformation, or they haven't completed their digital transformation. And so what can we do? What can all of us do to accelerate that digital transformation? What can we do to take advantage of closing this gap? Well, as usual, for the last 19 years, the answer is in this room. It is everybody in this room. It is all the Trailblazers who are doing amazing things to drive customer success in this fourth industrial revolution. Yeah, you can clap. It's all good. It's all of you. You know, this is all about those of you, you Trailblazers, who are customer innovators. You are technology disruptors. You are global shapers. You are people who are changing the world by leveraging this technology. And you are changing the world for good. This is a movement. This is a Trailblazer revolution, and we are seeing it by the size of this community. It is thriving. Over 5 million developer Trailblazers. That's crazy. Who would have thought that would be possible 19 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago? It is the fastest growing enterprise software development community in the world. You should be giving yourselves a round of applause. Now, Sarah Franklin tells me that we're going to have 100 million Trailblazers next month. Oh, I'm sorry, in 2 months. I'm sorry, when the MuleSoft acquisition closes. Okay. I knew it was something like that. But anyway, this community is thriving, and you are going to continue to change the world just like you have continued to change the world over the last 19 years. It's pretty awesome. And you have inspired us, and we have an obligation to you. And we have an obligation to build products that you inspire so that we can allow you to continue to transform the world and do amazing things so that we can hand out these golden hoodies that I see in the audience right here. And we do that with the Customer Success Platform. This was built for purpose to drive success for customers and digital transformation in this fourth industrial revolution. You look at marketing and commerce and service and communities and sales, and it goes on and on and on. Salesforce, because of you, is the only company in the world that can state the claim that we are the #1 B2C and B2B platform. Period, end of story. And it is all powered by this Salesforce platform, which is unbelievable. And you know what? It starts with Trailhead, right? Trailhead is what enables this community of rock stars that we affectionately call the Trailblazer. And so we do this for you, and we do this together, and we're really, really proud. And we've had unbelievable results. I mean, you can see these results. You know, it's not just about the numbers, though. It's about doing good, and it's about doing well. And we love the fact that we've gotten recognized as a company because of you, because of everything that we've done together. You know, it's great that we are the #1 world's most innovative company, inspired by you. It is great that we have been considered the #1 workplace for giving back, inspired by you. We love the fact that we get recognition from the Human Rights Campaign. We love that. Okay, it speaks volumes about who we are. And our financial results have been fantastic. Okay, we just finished our fiscal year 18. We did over $10.5 billion in revenue. We're the fastest growing top 5 enterprise software company. We're the fastest one to get to 10 billion. We'll be the fastest one to get to 20 billion. And when I say we, by the way, I'm not talking about Salesforce. I'm talking about all of us. This is all of our collective success. And so we are incredibly excited about what we've been able to accomplish with you. And it feels great because we did it together. We didn't do it alone, and we did it differently. We're not just any corporation. Now, we have taken incredible market share. And look, I love these slides. Far be it from me, by the way, to not do a little trash talking, so just bear with me for a second. Sorry, I can't help myself. But you know what? Because of all this success, everything that we've done, look, we have captured the markets. We created an industry 19 years ago when Mark and Parker created this unbelievable company. The enterprise cloud was born, a new business model, a new philanthropic model, a new technology model, and we are taking share. Now, this data actually is a little dated, and it doesn't capture what we've done over the last year, and certainly our FY18 results. But you can see Now study this carefully. We are up and to the right. The others, not so much. You know? So we are up and to the right, and you know, the other people who are kind of in our marketplace, they're, you know, they're whatever they are. Anyway, and then you look at us, just look at some of our products, okay? So that's the entire CRM platform, but then you think about just our products, okay? Let's start with Sales Cloud. Sales Cloud was obviously the first product that we released as a company. It's our #1 cloud. Onto itself, it's actually the largest cloud company next to Salesforce in the world, which is really cool. And you can see that even at our size and scale, we are capturing market share. We're over 36% market share. And you can see how others are doing in the marketplace. And once again, we're up and to the right, and they are not. That's the first thing that steps out in this slide, up and to the right for me when I keep looking at it. And I'm just basking in the glory of this. You should bask in the glory of this because you created this. The other thing that I think about when I see this slide is I feel like I should call Bill McDermott and say, dude, what's going on over there? You know? But anyway, and then we talk about service, okay? Service is incredibly important in the fourth industrial revolution. And again, you see this great market share. We're capturing market, 37.5%, up and to the right. And what's really cool about service is that service is what differentiates companies, particularly with all these amazing technologies. That's what differentiates companies in a very, very competitive world where the barrier to entry is very, very low and the opportunity to innovate is very, very high. We do it through service, customer service. Marketing automation, very, very fragmented market space. Lots of companies are in this space, but we have a market leadership position and very, very excited that our trajectory is up and to the right, as well as this partnership that we now have with Google Analytics that will allow us to do amazing things for the CMOs of the world. So we're very, very excited about the future of marketing automation and our B2C platform. And all of this success, by the way, has created the Salesforce Economy, which is unbelievable. Right? We are creating millions of jobs for millions of Trailblazers, people like Adam and Carrie, who are right in the middle of this, right in the center of the Salesforce Economy, where by 2022 we'll have 3.3 million jobs associated with Salesforce. Pretty incredible. Today, 2 out of the top 10 highest paid jobs are associated with Salesforce because of you. And the GDP impact that we will be vectoring in no short time is almost $1 trillion. That is a GDP that is actually bigger than most countries. Think about that. That, to me, just says opportunity. And then, of course, most importantly, oh, you can, awesome. It's all because of you. You did this. $1 billion in social impact. That's giving back to organizations that do amazing things for the world. So we're very, very proud of this Salesforce Economy because it just creates opportunity. And if there's one thing that we need in this world right now, it's opportunity. Now, we've done this the right way, like many of you have done in your own life. It's based on our core values. And you know, we have 4 core values that are very, very important because we believe that we're in the business of making the world a better place, and that's why these values are so important to us. And it starts with trust. Trust is our #1 value. It is our #1 value. And if you don't have trust, you don't have anything. Okay? So this is trust in your personal life. This is trust in your professional lives. This is trust with your customers, trust with your employees, trust with your partners. Everything starts with trust. And then our second value is about growth. Now, we love growth. Our vision, our mission, our purpose, everything that we do is to inspire and create growth with our customers so that they can grow with their customers. That's why growth is so important. But it's also personal growth. It's not just about being a publicly traded company. It's about providing opportunity for people to grow in their personal lives and in their careers. Innovation, #3. This is cellular. This is part of our DNA. All of us together, you inspire us to innovate, whether we do it organically or inorganically. Our ideas come from you. We release 3 amazing waves of technology every year, and those ideas come from you. When we build a new cloud, those ideas come from you, our Trailblazers. When we acquire a company, those ideas come from you. You drive our innovation. You inspire us. And we, in turn, embrace that, and we try to create the world's greatest products for you. And then equality. This is the foundation of everything, and I'm going to spend a few minutes on this in a second. But this is the bedrock of who we are, equality for everybody. I could not tell you how important that is, not enough. And we don't just talk about it, we walk the walk. We all know that. 19 years ago when the company was born, not 15 years ago, not 10 years ago, we did the 1-1-1 model. 1% of the time, the equity, the products going to organizations that are doing great work in the world, that are doing incredible missions. And today we have over 2.3 million volunteer hours, over 168 million grants, 32,000 nonprofit organizations and educational institutions. They are driving amazing good work leveraging our technology. And by the way, if you are a .org and one of these organizations, can you please stand up and be recognized? Please stand up and be recognized. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you. Now, we live in a world today, and I think we would say it's a little bit of a crazy world. There's a lot of disruption. There's societal disruption. There's unease in the economic markets. There's unease in the political markets. There's unease in the equality markets. There's a lot of uncertainty right now. There's a lot of uncertainty right now. And this is a time where the public sector and the private sector need to come together, and where corporations and all of us represented in this room need to step forward and do something and meet those organizations halfway. We have to do something. We have to demonstrate leadership. And we believe at Salesforce that business is the greatest platform there is for change. And you know what? We have taken some strong positions. We have strong beliefs. And it starts with public education. We believe that every child deserves a world-class education. Because if you have education, you have equality. And if you have equality, you have opportunity. And we sponsor schools, we invest in schools, and I know many of the people in the audience are doing that, but we believe that every child deserves a great education. And how is it possible in today's world that that's not taking place? We believe in gender equality. And you know, we lead from the front on this one. Everybody should be paid the same for the same job. It's hard to believe it's crazy. It's hard to believe that we live in a world where there's not equal pay for equal work. And you know, every year, Mark and Cindy Robbins, who's our president of employee success, they sit down and they take a look at this, and we make sure that we make the adjustments appropriately so that people are paid appropriately for the same work. And you know, just to personalize this a little bit, my wife and I are blessed. So we have 5 children. We have 2 young daughters, relatively young daughters, and we have 3 sons, excuse me. Oops. Sorry, honey. Anyway, we have 5 children together, okay? 2 daughters and 3 sons. And you know what? I'll tell you something that really bothers me. I can't understand a world where our daughters would not have the same opportunities as our sons. I don't get that. And it's something that we've got to make sure that we take care of every single day, because everybody should have the same opportunity, period, end of story. Am I right? Okay. LGBTQ. Look, we believe that everybody is equal. There should be equality for every human being, period, end of story. This is not debatable. You know, we've taken very strong stands in Indiana, in Texas, in North Carolina, in Georgia. And we will not stop until this is right. You have our commitment that we will not stop until this is right. Every human being should be treated the same way. And diversity is equality, right? This is all about inclusion. This is all about inclusion. Inclusion makes great people. It makes great organization. It makes great governments. It makes great society. How can we be in a world where we don't have inclusion? Diversity is equality. And finally, the environment. The environment is equality. You know, we need to protect our planet for future generations. You know, you just heard the story of my 4 or 5 children. I'm never going to live that one down. I'm not going to tell you which one I omitted. It's all good. But we live in a world where we have to protect the planet for future generations. I mean, can you imagine living in a world where we can't breathe the air, or that we don't have clean water to drink, and they're doing this to our children? I mean, we all have families, right? We have parents, we have brothers, we have sisters, we have children. We have to be committed to environment is equality. And we will continue to do that. And you see a picture of the Salesforce Tower, which is one of the most eco-friendly buildings that you'll find around the world, because we're leading from the front on this. Look, equality is very important. It will change the world, and that's what we're all about. And this goes back to business is the greatest platform for change. And that means that all of us have the opportunity to embrace business as a platform for change and change our lives and do something differently and do something better for society. Now, we have a person here who I believe is a rock star. I'm actually humbled that I'm in this person's presence because I've been talking about him for years. All Salesforce people have actually been talking about him for years. And his story about using business and technology as a platform for change for himself, for his family, is pretty amazing. So I just want you to hear this story. Let's roll that film.
I want a good life for my kids. And they say, say money can't buy you happiness, but at a certain point it can buy you some time with your kids, and that's pretty darn close. My grandparents were survivors of the Great Depression, and it was always communicated to me to consider work a blessing. Most of my family worked labor jobs. My dad's a factory worker, but his whole career, and that was always what I thought I would do. I was homeschooled my entire way through school. I never went to public school a day of my life. My mom was my teacher. I basically dropped out at 16. I started my first job the day after my 16th birthday because we wanted to make a living. I ended up in a manufacturing position, slicing deli meat, processing deli meat. The facility was in a man-made cave underground here in Missouri, but it was a job, and a lot of people were losing their jobs and losing their homes and losing everything else. I felt lucky to have a job at all. I felt lucky to be working. The thing that was the most sobering was probably having my son and realizing that I had to have more of a structured plan in place. Looks good, but at some point I knew there had to be something I could learn to do to provide a better future. I have a cousin that comes from a similar background that I do, and he landed in a job as a developer for Salesforce. And he said, well, you'd probably be okay to be an admin. The light bulb kind of came on, and this was all of a sudden something I could learn to do without a whole lot of risk. There were these online videos that were hands-on training, were much more technical, much more guided. At the same time, I found out that there was a whole community of people I could connect with and learn from. It was a huge weight off my shoulders, and I wasn't the only one. Once the pieces all clicked, then the bulb was on nice and bright. About 4 months later, I had an interview, the biggest interview of my life. I told my current boss, you will not interview anyone else for this position that is nearly as excited about this as I am.
He probably didn't know it at the time, but he was an easy choice. The biggest impact is his passion for Salesforce and educating others. He's really built a name for himself.
An account page in Salesforce. It was remarkable. It was from the factory floor to dealing with some of the most advanced technology in the world. I made it. I did it.
You see, it doesn't just affect his work life, it affects his home life. You know, he works hard for us. I'm just really proud of him. You know, I always have been. So, sorry.
My American dream is providing for my family and having enough time to spend with them. I found it. Blazing a trail means leaving a trail that can be followed. And now I need to turn around and build a highway behind me to pass it on, to pay it forward. Trailhead is the front door of the new economy to change your life. It's all free, it's all online, it's all accessible. The jobs are out there, the security for your family can be had. I'm living proof that there's a place for anyone in the new economy. You just have to reach for it. I'm Zach Otero, and I'm a Trailblazer.
Ladies and gentlemen, Zach Otero. How you doing, buddy? Where you go? So, how you doing?
Better than I have been in the past.
There you go. You know, as I said earlier, we've been telling your story. It is an incredible story. It's inspirational. I mean, you're a rock star, man. You know that, right?
They tell me.
Yeah. Well, as long as your wife tells you, that's, I think, most
I'll agree.
Yeah, okay, there you go. So you are actually the original golden hoodie.
I am.
That's pretty rarefied air.
Yeah.
Can you just turn around so we can see this thing? I mean, this is pretty awesome. All right. So what's it like to be a trailblazer?
Well, as I said in the film, blazing a trail to me means leaving a trail that someone else can successfully follow. I feel like if you're the first one through into the Green Valley, you're responsible to tell the rest of the group how to get through the pass and how to successfully make those steps to be where you are. If you're in a position of where you've been lucky enough and blessed enough as I have to pass that on, to send the elevator back down. And I feel like that's a responsibility. That's what Trailblazer means to me. As a matter of fact, I've had a friend reach out from the same facility that we worked in, reached out to me 2 years later after being laid off for a second time and said, okay, what is this Salesforce thing exactly? Because it seems to have worked out for you.
You're looking good, man. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm happy to say I've worked with him, getting him certified on Salesforce and volunteering with nonprofits and interviewing for jobs. So I'm one at a time. We'll get there.
That's awesome. So, you know, you've got a whole audience out here. You're an inspiration to so many people. What's your advice? What would you tell people? How do they do this?
Lean into the community. I've never experienced anything. None of us have ever experienced anything quite like the Salesforce community. Get involved. Get plugged into your user group. Just get on Twitter. It's as simple as getting on Twitter. Get connected with the people that are gonna be there to support you. Because coming from a background like I do in manufacturing, where the guy next to you on the production line might not give you a bathroom break if there isn't something in it for him.
Yeah.
Having an enormous group of people to go to for advice is invaluable. It's what helped me make that change.
Yeah, that's just great advice. Listen, we appreciate everything that you do, everything you represent. You're the ultimate trailblazer. You're the ultimate hoodie. We're going to enshrine that thing. How about a warm round of applause for Zach?
Thank you.
Great job, man. Really, it's awesome. Thank you. Okay, so we've talked about what's in store for the next couple days at TrailheaDX. We've talked about amazing technologies. We've talked about the 4 stages of all these different industrial revolutions and what that can mean and how we can embrace them. But here's what's really important. I'll say it again. We live in a time where we can do something amazing. You all as a community, our trailblazers, have done something amazing for 19 years. And we have an opportunity to do more in the next 19 years than we did together in the last 19 years. And my ask is, let's change the world together. Are you with me? All right. Thank you so much. I hope everybody enjoys the next couple of days. You guys are going to have a great time. Thank you so much.